Welcome to Ascend LLC, a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, the parent company of Just Minding My Business Media LLC. Every day is an opportunity to encourage, inspire, or empower someone. Find that one someone today.
All righty now. Well spoken, Ruth. And thank you, everybody, for stopping by. We truly appreciate you. And we just wanted to give you a little bit of background about a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, Ascend LLC, which has been in existence for probably now about 8 years. And the women in this organization are just phenomenal. They have been my rock. They have been with me since the beginning. They've seen me cry. They've seen me fuss. They've seen me happy. They've seen every side of me. And I am so honored to be able to bring one of our valued gold members and who's not only a member, but a friend of 50 years. So without delay, we're going to go ahead and introduce her.
Okay. Well, I have a little treat for her. Cooking is all about people. Food is maybe the only universal thing that really has the power to bring everyone together. No matter what culture, everywhere around the world, people get together to eat. Guy Fieri. We welcome, as a longtime member of Ascend LLC, Chef Renee Carter to this live stream event. Chef Renee Carter began her journey in the culinary industry over 10 years ago, where she was a key member of a team who provided culinary services for events at the Baltimore Convention Center. In 2010, Renee received her culinary diploma from Lincoln Tech, where she graduated at the top of her class. Chef Renee Carter is the CEO of Your Traveling Chef LLC. Her company is devoted to providing tasty, high quality, healthy, and nutritional meals with exceptional customer service. We welcome Chef Renee Carter.
Thank you.
Welcome, 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 Renee. So happy that you're here tonight. And I know our audience can't wait to hear your beginnings and how you got started on this road.
Yes, and thank you for having me, Miss Ida. Well, it goes way back, close to 11 years. I started out at the convention center. I was out of the workforce for about 15 years. So when I got back into the workforce, I went to the convention center in downtown Baltimore. Started out in the dish room. I stayed in the dish room for about 2 years, and then the executive chef said to me, "Would you like to come into the kitchen and work as a prep cook?" And I said, "Absolutely." So that's pretty much how I got my start. When I came into the kitchen, I started designing these fruit platters and deli platters, and he was like, "Well, do it again." So I did it again. And that's pretty much how I got my start. So I said, this is something that I think that I'm going to like. So, I wound up doing fruit platters, deli platters, and then doing all kinds of other little tedious things, hors d'oeuvres. So that's pretty much how I got my start.
Okay. Wow. That's a nice start. So
Yeah.
tell us, from one thing that led to another. So after that, what happened?
Okay, so after that, I decided that, let me start from here. I was at the convention center and I had no idea really about food. So the convention center, everybody that worked in the kitchen, they gave everybody a test called the Serve Safe test, which I was not familiar with. I failed the test. So that was my first dilemma. So I didn't let that discourage me. So I said, you know what? I was kind of upset with myself, but I didn't know about food because I just started. So anyway, to make a long story short, I decided to go back to culinary school. So I went back to school and took a 2-year course and took the Serve Safe test again and did not pass it again. So after that, I just kept striving and kept going and going. And I eventually wound up passing the test and wound up being at the top of my class. So after that, I wound up deciding that, this is something that I think that I might want to do, is being a caterer. So after deciding to be a caterer, I had to go and get all of the parts, the components that goes with it, like getting the business licenses, passing the Surf Safe test. You have to pass it like every 3 years, and getting a commercial kitchen. So it was a lot of work in the background before I was able to get the catering business. So now here I am with the catering business, and it's going pretty well so far.
Yes. So just so our audience understands, what is the Surf Safe? What is that?
The Surf Safe is a certificate that focuses on how to keep food safe. And it's a lot of different components to it. You have temperatures of your foods, your poultry, your beef, your seafood, and fruits. All of them have different temperatures, your time and temperature control, and things like that. You also have a HACCP program that's it's a hazard analysis of all your foods, corrective actions, monitoring procedures, and critical limits of your foods. You have to keep your foods at a certain temperature. You have to keep your foods from not containing mold and stuff like that. That's why you have to have a certain temperature. So temperatures is one of the main things of keeping your foods safe, especially when you're dealing with the public.
Okay. Renee, for those who are listening who may have a desire to work with food, perhaps to maybe even do their own catering, what are some of the licenses that are necessary?
Okay, well, you have to have a yearly permit through the health department. You also have to have the Surf Safe license, and you also have to have. Well, I'm at 2 farmers markets, so you have to have permits for the farmers market as well from the health department, and you have to have you have to be licensed to a commercial kitchen, because if you don't have these things, you cannot sell your food.
Okay.
Could you explain just briefly the commercial kitchen aspect? Because some people think that they can do this out of their home.
No. Well, back in the day, they can do that, but now, because if you're feeding the public, they want you to have a commercial kitchen, because the commercial kitchen, they have facilities like, keeping rodents away, because in your house, the health department doesn't know what's going on in your house. Mm-hmm. So your house is not the safety net. The commercial kitchen is the safety net, where everything is clean. You have steel tables. You have refrigeration that keeps up with, monitoring how cold your food is. You have commercial ovens where you could cook a lot of things at one time. And then you also have, you have to keep everything clean. You have to have gloves on all the time. So these are some of the things that's why they want a commercial kitchen.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because I walked this walk with Renee from the very beginning, I just want to add that there's insurance as well that you have to purchase.
Absolutely. You have to have at least $1 million worth of insurance. I mean, it doesn't cost $1 million, but that's the basic bottom rate. And that goes along with the kitchen. You have to have insurance. You have to show that paperwork to the health department and to the kitchen as well.
Okay. So where do you you said you worked up to the farmers market. Where are they located?
Yes, the first farmers market, I am at Pomona Square, 1700 Ricestown Road in Pikesville, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And the other one is downtown in Fells Point, Broadway and Thames in Fells Point, Baltimore, downtown Baltimore.
And what days are you there?
Tuesdays from 2 to 6 in Pikesville. And I'm downtown on Saturday mornings. I do breakfast on Saturday mornings from 7:30 to 12:30. And we do all kinds of breakfast. We do breakfast wraps. This year I'm doing breakfast bowls, and we're doing egg omelets, and have all kinds of fixings that goes with the eggs. We're doing bacon sausage, crab, chicken, and bacon, sausage, crab, and chicken. Yes. And at the farmers market in Pikesville, we're doing chicken and shrimp Alfredo. We're doing fish, bread pudding, and those sorts of things, and wraps as well, and sliced corned beef sandwiches.
Ooh.
Okay.
I know those are popular.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And we pretty much do everything right there. Well, we cook the foods that have to be cooked in the kitchen, and then we bring it to the site. But then we also cook our Alfredos right there while people watch, and we also fry our fish. And salmon is one of our best sellers. So we pan-sear our salmon and get a good brown coating on both sides, and you can do it with onions and mushrooms and bell peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, and all kinds of fixings that goes with it as well.
Okay.
So this is an excellent. I know Pikesville, there are a lot of businesses, so people who live in that area or work in that area, this is a great lunchtime event for them.
Absolutely. A lot of people just come and see me on Tuesdays and take their dinner home.
All righty.
It's a good Tuesday lunch dinner day.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Yep.
So tell us about the catering side. What type of events do you do?
Okay, well we do weddings, parties, meetings, or any kind of event. If someone calls me and say, well, look, I need to order something. So on my website, if you want to order something, you can order it. Just give me a couple of days in advance. But yeah, well, so weddings, any kind of event. I just need to know in advance, need to know how many people, and from that information, we can go from there.
Okay, so since the name of your company is Your Traveling Chef, I'm assuming that you also, along with events, you also do personal parties?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we can travel from one place to another.
All right.
So if somebody is like in another county or whatever, I can do that. If someone is in another state, I would be able to do it as well. Like I said, we just have to know in advance, and we'll provide the transportation and take it to you.
Nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. So people want your services. How do they get in contact with you?
Well, you can go on my website, Your Traveling Chef LLC, and my phone number is 410-635-0464.
Okay. Go right ahead, Ruth. I can see you.
I'm always looking for those people, as we talk, one of the things about a sister circle is that it came into being to help women specifically become the entrepreneur that they knew that they wanted to be. And so this question is for those who are listening, who love food. They may be foodies and thinking about, I would love to do something with food. What are your suggestions for them to get started? How would you suggest that someone who has an interest in maybe catering or being in the food business, how should they get started?
Well, like I said, the first thing you have to do, you have to get your licenses first before you can do any kind of food. You need that license first. And what I did, I went to my lawyer and I had him draw up the papers, and then you have to go like through the state and everything to get your name in it. And then once you do that, then you have to file a commercial kitchen. And commercial kitchens are pretty tight now, and they're expensive. And even if you don't use the kitchen, you still have to pay for it. It still has to, if you're not using it, you still have to pay for it. Okay. Say, like, if you don't have anything for the whole month, you still have to pay that bill. So the kitchen is not cheap. So if somebody wants to, they just have to keep, get licenses first.
Okay, when they use the commercial kitchen, can they share that commercial kitchen with other people?
Yes, ma'am. They share the kitchen, and you have different times. So, like, I have a wedding coming up, so it's like a month away. So we have to put the dates down, and you have to put the time down because the kitchen is so big, and the kitchen that I'm at, it's a lot of people in there now. So everybody can't be in the kitchen at the same time. So you just have to put your dates in and the times that you need to be there.
Okay. Another question. At commercial kitchen, you're working there. Are you also able to sell out of a commercial kitchen? I mean, literally have people come and pick up food.
You can. And the kitchen that I am now, they're expanding. They're opening up the other side we'd be able to, even if you want to store your food, because if you don't have enough room, so they're opening up the other side. But if people wanted to come and pick up their food from the kitchen, yes, you can do that.
All righty.
Okay. And how many?
Go ahead.
I know we got so many questions. And how many hours do you get per month of kitchen use?
10 hours. And then after that, they charge you by the hour.
Okay.
Okay, we have a question from Lisa Carey. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for tuning in. Did you see the question, Renee?
Oh, see, can I hear?
Oh, it's on the screen. It says, I want to hear.
It says I have a question, but what's the question?
I think it's about OSHA.
Oh.
It really wasn't a question, but OSHA is the government regulations for a lot of things, which probably what I'm thinking is the states that regulate what you do probably come off of OSHA's requirements, and OSHA is the government side of regulations for dealing with, hospitals have OSHA requirements. So I guess anybody dealing with public stuff that could hurt people in terms of their health and things like that.
It's the occupational health and safety.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I couldn't think of what the acronyms mean, because the government has tons of acronyms. But I've seen it before, and it's definitely about safety, health and safety. So thank you, Lisa.
So that would be what you were talking about, Renee, when you talked about the different licenses and the health, I forget what it's called already, but making sure that everything is safe, that you do, the temperatures. Yes. I imagine all of that is probably governed by OSHA at some level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is definitely interesting. And y'all, I know she can cook. I've been cooking food for years.
Thank
There's
you.
nothing like a personal recommendation.
Well, I built up my clientele, and last year we really had a great crowd last year. So it's my clientele it's growing.
Yes.
So
okay.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. When it comes to building your clientele, what are the important facets of doing that? What is it that you need to have in place so that your clients return to you? There are a lot of people out there that you go to the restaurant once and you're not coming back.
Well, first of all, your area needs to be clean at all times. You need to have gloves on. People need to see. A lot of times, if you don't have gloves on, people will get very upset.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now with the COVID, we have to wear masks. But your area needs to be clean. Number one, your utensils need to be clean. You also have to have a hand washing station. So, because the health department comes out there, if you don't have a hand washing station, they will shut you down. Because I know at one time, and I'm not mentioning any names, but it was a person at one of the markets that didn't have a washing station. They had some running water, but you actually have to have 2 tubs and a faucet that you can wash your hands underneath of, and sanitation and sanitizing and soap and water. So you have to have those items as well.
Interesting. Even in something like the farmer's market?
Yes.
Oh,
you have to have a separate wash station. And you also have to have fire extinguishers as well. This year they want us to have 2 of them. So last year only needed 1, but this year they said that we need to have 2.
Okay, we got another question from our audience. Can anyone do this, or should you go to cooking school first?
Well, I would suggest that you go to school first, because there's so many components. Like I said, when I first started, I didn't realize how many components it was with food. And the reason why I failed the test was because I didn't know all of the things that goes along with cooking. But that would be the best suggestion, to go to school, because it's a lot to learn. And it was a 2-year course. And so that should tell you something right there.
Okay. Well, back in the day, many chefs just started out at hotels.
Right.
What you say, and like you did, you started at the convention center.
Mm-hmm.
And you pretty much worked under them until you decided that you wanted to stretch out.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I went and got the licenses, so that I could do my own thing. I didn't want to work underneath for anybody, and it's paying off as well. But like I said, just to learn about food, you should go to school, or even take a course, because it'll help you a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, this is deep. Let me see if we have any more questions from the audience. Okay. But anyway, Renee, the other question, and one of the things, the food is good. I think that's another thing.
Oh, yes.
That's important. That the food's got to taste good.
Right.
Yeah, we have a lot of ingredients, and we make our mixtures so that the food tastes good. If the food didn't taste good, people wouldn't come back.
That's true.
That's right.
I'm still standing, so it's been 8 years. Because they say normally after the first 5 years you don't make it, you're not pretty much going to make it. So this is year number 8 for me. So
congratulations.
I'm truly blessed.
Yes, absolutely.
Congratulations. And
Thank
that's
you.
true. The food isn't good if it's not clean.
Right.
If utensils aren't clean.
Right.
Or you see people who have bad habits. I've walked out of restaurants.
Yes.
Behind that, you know. So those are the things that are really important. And I think if someone thinks about this as possibly a career path for themselves, they need to think about, well, what are my standards of cleanliness? It's very simply, what are my standards of cleanliness? Right.
And it's like right after you're using your pans and stuff, that's why we have the washing station. Right after we use our frying pans, when we use our little fryers, we go and have someone wash them out and then bring them back so we can start something fresh. You don't want to have the cross-contamination. That's another thing. You have to, like, if you're using fish, you cook fish in this particular pan. If you're doing pork, you could use pork, another pan for pork. And you also change your utensils. If you're doing seafood, you have a seafood utensil. And if you're doing pork, you have a pork utensil. So all those things have to be separate, so you don't have the cross-contamination.
It's a lot to think
people
about.
Pay attention to that. They went and say, you just use that for chicken and you put it in the seafood. So we have them labeled. This is going to be a seafood, like for the spatulas. We have seafood on that, chicken on this one, pork on the other one, so that you don't get the cross-contamination.
It's interesting you bring that up, because before COVID-19, when you had the buffets, that's something I used to get really irritated with. When I saw someone take the spoon out of something, and stick it someplace else.
Right. You can't do that. That's the cross. That's how you get the cross-contamination.
Okay. All right. It's just a lot to know. There's a lot to know. We sort of take it for granted. We go to a restaurant, we go out to eat, let's say at the farmer's market, but we don't think about all that it entails and how the person who is serving you, providing this food, has so many rules and regulations to protect themselves, but also to protect us. So, I really appreciate you bringing out the health standards and about the temperatures of food, how important that is. And also that it is important to go get the education about food. You may love to cook, you may be the world's best cook in your family and friends, estimation, but you need the knowledge to be able to do it professionally.
Yes.
Okay, we have something else. Do you serve pork and turkey bacon for breakfast?
We serve turkey bacon and pork bacon. Pork bacon and turkey. Yes, we do.
Okay.
And so again, where is the breakfast held? That's Saturday morning?
Yes, the breakfast is at Fells Point, Broadway and Thames.
Okay, from what time to what time?
From 7:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
7:30 in the morning to 12:30 in the
Oh.
afternoon.
Excellent. All right. I would advise anybody to get there early because by 12:30 it's all going to be gone.
Yeah, we do crab, shrimp, sausage, bacon, ham, and we're doing chicken this year. We're also doing Belgian waffles with fruit.
Ooh.
That's on Saturday mornings.
Oh, you're going to have a line. You know that, don't you?
Well, we've had lines. So yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
Pretty cool.
Yes, yes. And I've seen her in action, and she definitely has it going on when it comes to her work.
Thank you.
I've also watched her grow and blossom into the person and the business that she has right now. And I am so, so, so proud of you, Renee.
Thank you.
It
was a struggle. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't easy. And I'm still struggling now, but I'm a fighter. So I'm just going to keep going and just try to improve anything that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like any business, all of them are struggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, people start a business and they think they're going to jump out the door and make money right away. It does not work like that.
No.
You got to keep showing up.
That's right. You have to be consistent.
Yes. Consistency is key. Keep doing it. And then once people see that you're going to be there and then you have a good product, then that's the ingredients for sure. So again, Renee, how do people get in contact with you?
Go to my website, Your Traveling Chef LLC. Phone number 410-635-0464.
Okay. And what are the hours and places that you serve?
At Pomona Square in Pikesville, Tuesdays from 2 to 6 p.m. and downtown Saturday morning, Fells Point Broadway in Thames from 7:30 to 12:30 in the morning.
Okay. So we want to thank you for definitely stopping by and sharing all of these nuggets that you've shared with us. And I'm sure some people out there who are considering going into the food industry have been able to take quite a few nuggets away from this conversation. So we definitely thank you for the opportunity to hear about your journey and to share with our audience what it's like. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.